Welcome back. So I've had a lot of questions lately about bottling the breastfed baby. Why does it make a difference? Who cares? It makes a huge difference, and here's why. The breast doesn't just flow. It's a suck, swallow, breathe, which is super important for breastfeeding. It's super important for lifelong health. If you're drinking something and you're guzzling, you as an adult are able to put it down, take a breath, take a break. When babies are kind of forced to bottle feed, they bite and it just flows. I don't know if you can see that, but it's like a beer bong. It's all the fluid. And if fluid hits the back of a baby's tongue, they have to keep swallowing or they're going to aspirate because of their suck, swallow, breathe mechanisms. So we decide how much is going to be in this bottle. We tilt it up, they bite, it just totally flows, and they're going to drink however much we've chosen to put in there, and then they're going to throw up, or they're going to down it all, and you're going to think, oh my gosh, I'm not making enough because my baby keeps drinking all these massive bottles. One of the hardest things about overfeeding breastfed babies is breast milk acts as a natural laxative. So overfeeding a breastfed baby means they just poop a ton. It doesn't mean that they're going to get really chunky thighs and you know, those rolls that you sometimes see on kiddos. That's not a given. They frequently just excrete the remaining. So we want to be careful how we feed breastfed babies because we want them to go back to the breast easily. We want them to have lifelong health, and we don't want you to ever feel like, oh, I can't pump enough, I can't make enough to feed my baby, which is a very common reason moms feel like they're not making enough, is because they're not able to pump what they think their baby should be getting. Quick reminder, breastfed babies from 1 month to around 6 months should be having around 25 to 30 ounces of breast milk a day. Why does it not go up? Because breast milk's alive. It's basically magic. So it continues to change and adapt for what your baby needs, at least until the age of 6, which is basically when they stop studying it. So they don't need more and more and more. We don't need to translate into these way bigger bottles. They're never going to need this much breast milk. I don't care how hungry they are. They're never going to need this much breast milk because it's alive. So this 3 to 5 ounces is a perfectly appropriate bottle for breastfed babies. Usually, so if your baby is having a 5-ounce bottle, that means if they have 3 5-ounce bottles at daycare, that's 15 ounces. So they're only going to need a few nursings to catch up to where they need to be. So remember, at daycare, they usually need 3 to 4 ounces every 3 to 4 hours. And that's plenty, because when mom gets home, then baby's going to catch up, and they may take a little extra, they may sneak in another feeding, and that makes sure that they get plenty in a day. Those are all just averages. So what if you have a really hungry baby? You're like, no, Christy, my baby wants more than that. They're really hungry. When I'm really hungry, when I'm racing around in a day and I think I'm starving, I almost always eat quickly, and I almost always overeat. And then about 20 minutes later, I feel gross and I have regret, and I swear I'm never going to do that again. And then I do it again, because that's life. When I eat slowly, when I'm not starving and I just eat slowly, I eat half as much. I eat over the course of, say, 15 or 20 minutes, and I feel good. That's called satiety. Now, when I was a kid, I was born in the 60s, we were grossly overfed these massive bottles, and so I don't always have hunger cues anymore. I never really feel hungry. I can go all day and not feel hungry until you put food in front of me. And then satiety is tricky because my brain wasn't built that way because I was so overfed. So start paying attention to yourself, to your own body. If you eat slowly, satiety happens within 15 to 20 minutes and you stop eating. That's kind of what we're going for. We want this brain and this gut connection to remain in your bottle-fed baby. Breastfed babies are leaner into adulthood. We know this. We know this. Why? A lot of it is because of this brain-gut connection, that they feel hungry, probably in their brain. They feel hungry and they eat, and their brain says, okay, between the gut, the leptin, and the CCK in their gut, they begin to feel satisfied, and therefore they stop eating, which is healthy. So when we're bottle feeding these breastfed babies, we want to get them where we can see them, but you can snuggle them in. They don't have to be far away. But I want this baby to latch, and of course this baby is not real, this baby is a doll. So when this baby latches, I want lower lip here, upper lip here. I want them to take that whole amount, just like they would take at the breast, with this nipple pointed up toward the upper palate. And then I want them to latch themselves. And when they're latched and they start sucking, I'm going to tilt it up. I'm going to give them 5 or 6 sucks, and I'm just going to tilt it down, give them a breath break. When they start sucking again, I'm going to tilt it up. I'm going to give them 5 or 6 sucks, and I'm going to tilt it back down. I want to make sure that they're driving how much they want. They may take 1 ounce, they may take 3 ounces, they may take 3.5, but I want this to be a nice, slow, lovely feeding experience where I'm responding to the baby's need on what they want. When they start sucking, great, here's some flow, tilt it back down. Now, if you have your parents in the room or aunties or uncles, they may be saying, oh, no, they're swallowing air. Think about every single time you take a drink ever, you tilt up a glass and you go, of course you're swallowing air. That doesn't cause lower distress. That doesn't cause gas. Think about what causes gas. Swallowing bubbles, maybe? So what do I drink if my tummy is upset? I'll have a ginger ale, which is carbonated, which has a bunch of air in it. That doesn't cause lower gut distress. So I feed these babies very paste fed. I want the feeding to last 20 minutes no matter how much is in there. And then in between, maybe every ounce, maybe just after every few minutes, I sit them up and I just rub up their back. I don't pat, I don't slap, I don't want to make them regurgitate. Some babies just simply don't need to burp, and I don't want to force the issue. So I just want to lean them forward and I just rub up their back. If there's any bubbles there, believe me, out they will come. You'll see your baby have a little burp, hopefully no spit up, and then we can go back into that mode and see if they would like a little bit more of the bottle. Side note, never, ever, ever microwave breast milk. No. We just want it to be body temp. So we want to warm it. We want to warm it to body temp because that's easily digested. And hot water, bottle warmer, whatever you feel comfortable using, but please do not microwave breast milk. It changes the components and it heats it really unevenly, and for all good reasons we don't want to microwave breast milk. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave comments. Subscribe to my channel. I promise we're going to have some more videos coming soon, but it also helps me if you ask questions and let me know what you're looking for. I'm happy to respond to that. So give it a like and subscribe, and I will follow up really shortly with some other videos about taking care of our breastfed babies. Have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the button. Down there. Hit the button. Thank you.